Hey!
Look at you, another beautiful blonde. I'm so sick of you beautiful blondes. Can't we get any ugly, disgusting brunettes?
Hey, handsomes.
No, you're beautiful. You're pretty.
So
I
hold
like
on.
You have a pretty smile. Shut up. She's pretty.
I know. I want to make sure we're married, so we fight. Just you'll get used to it since you don't really
and
know.
And you know
us.
I'm divorcing him soon. You want him?
Well, let's see. I've got to have single, straight, and over 50. Do y'all qualify?
No, he doesn't qualify in any of that.
Over 50.
Oh, over 50, yeah, over 50, yeah. But he's a big fag. No, he's a big girl.
All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, the incredibly beautiful and talented Lar Park Lincoln. Hello and welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you so much, you handsome man.
You look fabulous.
Now, what is it you do in our business?
Well, I am an actor first and foremost.
He doesn't research anybody. I
No,
have all the notes.
I will never research a guest. You know why? The interview comes off fake and phony. It's pre-done. I like freshness and I like originality. That's why I have no idea who you. All I know is you're beautiful. So we'll take it from there. Are you straight or gay?
Thank you. I am so straight. I am straight, although I collect poodles. So
so do I. I collect poodles too.
Well, that's no shocker, Jimmy. That's not a shocker.
So hold on. This is my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell. This is Lar Park Lincoln.
Hey, baby.
I love it. And do we have the little animal there today?
Yes.
That's my dog.
He's sleeping.
Astro, who he abused earlier.
I did not. He's sleeping.
You made my dog go, ooh.
Well, I heard you say that this show was the kiss of death, and I hope not.
No, that's a joke.
Those were actually before we were even together.
Yeah, that's when I did my Set the Record Straight show, which I interviewed from Jane Russell to Lauren Bacall to Betty Day. I mean, everybody. All the old Hollywood I interviewed. You can see them on YouTube, folks. Some of them are up there. The Tippi Hedren one I love the most, as well as the Jane Russell interview is fabulous.
So hold on. So
now we have your interview, and your interview will be up on YouTube, and you could see it on your television if you go to YouTube, folks, and click on this show.
I have to tell you something, Lars. So we got recently, I guess we've had it for all of COVID, but we bought a big 75-inch TV.
Oh my goodness.
And so Ron's not used to, we didn't really have a smart TV before that. So he spends all his free time when he's wanting to relax on YouTube watching all the videos. And so he noticed that all of our videos are on YouTube. He didn't know how to access them before, but now he knows how to access them.
It's crazy, right? You just flip a button and anything you want or you thought you wanted, the TV knows, and it puts it there.
Wonderful. I read so much lies about friends that I knew. I mean, things that they said about Shelley Winters wasn't true. The Jane Russell, some jerk was talking about Jane Russell. He didn't know what the hell he was talking about, because Jane and I were dear friends for many years. We were brother and sister. I know everything about her, the real stuff. And here they were doing all that has been written about her publicly 100 times. How do you feel about that?
Well, I'm constantly, I own an acting studio, film and TV studio. And I'm constantly telling the actors, if they're sitting around gossip, that they don't know they weren't there, and stop the gossip. And we discuss it quite a bit, how one little thing can be blown out of proportion, and it's not necessarily true or false, but
Well, I'd like to
which we're going to talk about.
Well, I'd like to clear up the Jane Russell thing, because I promised Jane I would always do this as long as I'm alive. Jane Russell did not have a 38 double D bosom. Jane Russell was a 36B. That's all she was. And she never liked the idea that they made her out to be a cow. And that's what she said. That's what she used to say to me. I am not a cow. Howard Hughes gave her a bra that she never wore in a movie that was a bomb. And Jane Russell always resented the fact that people thought of her as the woman with the bosoms when she was a 36B, which today a 36B goes and gets surgery and becomes a 38 triple D.
They do, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
It was from a PR photo, I think, of her at the time, that, the way it was shot, it did look like that.
No, I knew. Look, Jane. I saw Jane in pajamas at my house in the morning when she got up. And I talked to Jane. I said, "Why did they say that your boobs are so big?" And she showed me. She got both hands with her clothes on, of course. She got both hands and she pulled her boobs from under her arms. She said, "Ron, my breasts go very under my arm. So if you pull them forward, they look very big." That's why they always said to me, "Jane, pick up the bucket. Jane, pick up." They always wanted to take pictures of her bending forward, so all of her breast flesh came forward.
Sure, I mean that's how we shoot, you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
and she appeared to be large-breasted, but she was not, and she resented it. And
I have to dig a little more since I've had breast cancer, so I'm digging around to the back, you know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I have to say, first of all,
are you okay now?
I am great, thank
God,
you.
you're clear of it. You're clear of cancer.
Absolutely done with it.
Thank God. I'm so happy
Thank
to
God.
hear that.
Sure.
Very happy to hear that.
So we have a chat room full of people. First, say hi to the chat room, and they're all huge horror fans. So say hi to the chat room.
Hi, hello, all my little screamers out there.
Yes, you're gonna love it. So you guys, Lar Park Lincoln. We're gonna talk about her acting studio lately, but she's extremely well known in the entertainment world, especially the world of horror. How do you say horror?
Horror.
Horror.
He says
horror like
no,
I do.
no. You say Jimmy one day was introducing a woman. He said she's a big whore.
No, horror.
He said she's a big whore.
I
said, Jimmy, not horror. It's horror. Horror, not horror.
Horrifying. It's horror.
Yes.
Horror.
So you guys,
he makes them out to be whores.
Horror. Anyway, my favorite movie is it's my favorite kind of movie, and I love it to death. So you guys, Laura is extremely well known. You guys remember her, especially as the telekinetic teenager Tina in Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood. And one thing that I think is cool, because that's one of my favorite ones out of all of them. So I think
you hit
cool.
big time, sweetie. In that
actually have I collect horror movie memorabilia, and I have a bunch of horror animatronics. So I actually have a 7-foot Jason that like swings the machete. And right now it's in our living room because my birthday's Friday.
On the way to the kitchen.
Yeah,
if you don't look, he cuts your throat.
An axe shielding Jason in my living room.
No. I'm not allowed to have any of the stuff anywhere but my office, except for Halloween, because my birthday, and that's my favorite time.
Next Monday we're celebrating Jimmy's
57th
birthday. So I got all of his dolls that speak and move, and I strategically put them all over the house. So when our friends come to the birthday party, we scare the hell out of them.
That's fun.
Oh no, it's fun. So
Sadie Katz is coming, and she's one of the queens of Scream.
Now, actually, do you know Sadie Katz? I know you. I think you know Sherry Davis, because I mentioned that you were coming on the show, and she's from Texas, and she said, "Oh my God, I love Lar."
We have met Sherry before a couple of times. I don't think we've worked together though.
Not yet.
Sherry's not. Sherry Davis is not a screamer. She's a beater upper.
Oh,
I mean, I just saw a film with her a couple of weeks ago where she is a Texas tough broad and she beats up some broad on the screen, and she was fabulous. You had to hear her lingo.
She does fight scenes and stuff.
Yeah,
she's great. Great.
Yeah.
So hang on, let's go back.
Do you like doing fight scenes, getting smashed around?
Well, I don't. My character in Friday 13th was telekinetic and psychic, so took the character in a different direction. So I used my mind and my skills.
Which is awesome.
Do you like getting blown to pieces in film, blood all over?
I have not been. You see,
neither have I. Neither have I.
She's the heroine.
My characters never die, and they win and defeat the monster, and it's pretty cool.
One thing
I must have seen you in film.
Here's where you recognize her from.
How do I recognize?
You recognize her from because back when Knots Landing, she was a main character on Knots Landing for like 50 episodes or something.
You're kidding?
No.
Yes, I played Linda.
That's my day. I was on Charlie's Angels. That's the days of when I used to do TV. I bet we've met. Did you know Holly or the girls from The Price is Right? Diane Parkinson?
No, we were all on that same lot, but I didn't. Well, that was a CBS lot. I was shooting down at Lorimar MGM.
Right.
So I have a question about
working
that,
the same, except I was much older than you at the time.
So Ron, you're going to tell her how old you are? Because now that
let her guess. Let her say 112 or 114.
Well, that's not fair because you told me I believe you've hit 90. Or
81.
Oh, if I were 90,
81.
Yeah, you said something about it the other day, Jimmy, so I'm not sure. And,
that's right. I told you. Yeah, he's 81.
We're all I was 19 for 10 years. So
Yeah, well, I've been 39 since 1940.
There you go. Same situation.
So she played Linda Fairgate for
I
48
know who
episodes
you
of
are.
Knots
Now
Landing.
I know who you are.
Right.
I knew you looked familiar.
Right before COVID, we went to a friend of ours' place, Dan Zimmerman, and
you're a good actress too, if I remember. You're good.
And we actually sat next to Joan Van Ark at the play,
Oh.
and so we met Joan Van Ark, and
Yeah.
and I've, even though I'm straight, my all-time crush has always been Nicolette Sheridan, and so like I always I haven't met her, but I always wanted to meet her. So
Beautiful,
yes,
beautiful woman.
and she was in Paper Dolls. So let's go back. So
I thought she was coming on our show.
Joan Van Ark is, but not Linda, not Nicolette
no,
Sheridan.
Joan said,
yeah, she will come on our show.
No, she was excited about coming on our show.
Yeah, she's a lot of fun. She is.
She's a very sweet girl. And who was the other one?
Nicolette Sheridan.
And she won't come on our show?
I don't know. I don't know her. We don't know her.
Why? You think she's a snob or something?
No, we don't know her. If you can't know her, how can you get her on the show?
Our show happens to be the #1 show on this bullshit what we do.
No, so hold on. I want to go back.
We've been #1 for 3 years in a row.
So we want to go back.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, really. I'm very proud of it because we're two gay guys married and they haven't kicked us off the air. It's nice.
So here's what we're going to do, you guys. I want to brag a little bit for Lar Park Lincoln.
Go brag.
Some of the things that you guys have seen her in, and I actually wrote some stuff down from a long time ago. Fatal Charm in 1990, and the reason I did it is because we've had a bunch of these people on the show. Ken Foray, Peggy Lipton, Amanda Peterson, Christopher Atkins, and James Remar. You have the Friday the 13th Part 7, which is freaking awesome, and just about maybe 6 weeks ago, we had Kevin Spirtes on our show, who's a big soap opera star. Now he just won an Emmy.
He's won multiple Emmys. I think
multiple, 7. Yeah. Oh, I think when we had him on the show, that was right before the Emmys, and I think he had 7 or something.
Yeah.
House 2, you guys, the second story with Devin DeVasquez, who's a very good friend of ours. Her and her husband Ron Moss.
Devin.
Kane Hodder's a very good friend of mine. Ari Gross, I don't know. John Ratzenberger, we just met, and Amy Yesbeck. So they're all cool people.
Right.
And Sky Sharks, which we've had Barbara Nettle-Jakova on our show, Naomi Grossman, Tony Todd, Lynn Lowry, Jay LaRose.
Tony Todd does a commercial now on television.
And Jan Birch.
Yep.
I'm actually working on a film with Jan Birch's wife right now.
Who are you?
And Nick Principe and Amanda Burr. So we have lots of 6 degrees of separation between you and your career. And you have a brand new film. You have 4 films. We'll talk about them, but you have a brand new film coming out in a week. It's called 13 Fanboy. And tell us a little bit about it.
Wait, before we go there, you're having a red carpet?
Well, unfortunately, I'm going to miss the carpet in London and LA because I have to have surgery next week. So I had to plan it somewhere, and that's where it got stuck. So I won't get to come to LA next week.
Otherwise, we would have invited ourselves to your red carpet.
Well, I'm happy to get you an invite. No problem at all. I will check with them.
No, you're not there. So what do I want to go for?
Dee Wallace.
I'll see your movie.
Oh, we know Dee. She's been on the show. And Gabrielle's been on the show.
And I'll watch your movie on YouTube in my lounge.
No, not YouTube. Won't be on
my
YouTube.
TV.
Not this one.
Not this one. Not for a while.
Streaming though. It'll be after just.
Of course, it'll go on YouTube. Everything goes.
So
on
you guys listen. It's 13 Fanboy. She's going to tell us about it in a second. But it stars Dee Wallace, Corey Feldman. We just had on the show a couple of weeks ago.
Corey's nice.
Kane Hodder, Tracy Savage, C.J. Graham, Judy Aronson, a bunch of other cool people. And tell us a little bit about it and how you got involved, because people are going to know. One of the producers of it, I think because they Indiegogo'd it or whatever, is actually in our chat room, Angela Joseph. Say hi to Angela.
Oh, hello, Angela. How are you, honey?
Hey.
She's like one of my favorite people, so you better be good to her.
No, I have no reason not to be.
No, otherwise, I'll get you.
Well, I get you back with my powers, so.
Yes, but I play a very wicked scientist in the next movie, and I have the power to change you from what you are to something else.
And I have the power to double down on that.
Yes, but when you become the something else, I will make you out to be a nymphomaniac.
Yes.
She says she's ready. So tell us a little bit about 13 Fanboy.
It is a film about a stalker, a fan stalker that goes after us in our, our fictional, exaggerated lives of ourselves. So the woman that directed and wrote it, Deborah, was also in a Friday 13th as an actress, and that was really fun to work with an actor doing it. She did an awesome job. She pulled everybody together and got it done right before pandemic hit, and I get captured and thrown in a basement and terrorized and tortured, and what more could a girl ask for as an actor?
What I wrote down it's a meta slasher about an obsessive fanboy murdering cast members from the Friday the 13th series, and the guy's mirroring his idol Jason Voorhees. And I think that, first of all,
who are the male leads in it?
Kane Hodder,
who played
Corey Feldman.
Corey, I know. Who's the other one?
Kane Hodder actually plays Jason in all the movies. Like, he's the Jason.
Oh, he's the real
Jason.
Jason.
He's the real Jason.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's a great guy. He's a really cool
guy. That gives the film some status.
It's filled with horror icons. This film is filmed with horror icons, you guys.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
It's very cool.
I definitely will. I watch everybody's
really
film.
Good kind of psychological twist to it, that's really interesting and fun. And so I was happy to do that film. That was really cool.
Every night, Jimmy and I have dinner in our media room with our recliners and our trays, and we put a Friends movie on. So we watch every one of our friends, and we're going to watch your movies.
Wow.
I want to see that Friday the 7th again.
We're gonna see it. We're gonna see it. I was actually
maybe we'll watch that tomorrow night. We're going to Sadie Katz's birthday party tonight. So
there we go. I actually went looking in my collection for it yesterday to see if I could find it, but I couldn't. I have it someplace, but I have so many movies I couldn't find it, so I couldn't watch it to rewatch it. Actually, too, the guys from Casey, Casey Plott is in the chat. There's a whole bunch of cool podcasts in the one of them that we like a lot. Now, isn't that funny? I just can't even remember what it is. Casey, what's your show? Tell me. They're in the chat room though, and they said they can't wait to see it. So here's what I did. I have it set up that we can show a trailer for it. Roxy, are you ready? Hopefully you're ready.
I am. Yep.
Because you keep twisting and twiggling. Sit still. You're like a child that jumps around.
So what I want you to do, Laura, is you actually introduce the trailer, and then Roxy's going to play it for everybody. Oh, and it's called The Scene Snobs. I'm sorry, you guys, that I forgot that I had a brain fart. They're really, there's a lot of podcasts out there, but they're actually a really good one. One of my favorite ones, and we've been on it. It's been a lot of fun. So they're in supporting. Thank you, guys. So Laura, you introduce the film.
Okay.
And
all right.
And then Roxy's going to play it.
So this should be a scene, I think, of where we're hearing the fanboy, and I'm probably trapped in a basement. I imagine running, trying to get out, and we don't find if it's too successful. I believe it's what you've got.
Here you go, you guys. 13
You're
fanboy.
So pretty.
Thank you.
No, I'm just looking. You're very feminine. I like that. Women today are not too feminine. You're a girl. I like.
I am a girly girl. Yes.
I really like that. I think it's so charming. You have a boyfriend?
I don't, but I'm searching for Mr. Right.
Are you kidding? You don't have a boyfriend?
We're supposed to be playing the trailer, Ron.
I got dirt here.
No, he's doing a dating service. Don't interrupt me, man. Let me go.
After the trailer, we're getting back to why.
We'll go back to after the trailer. All right, Roxy, play it, baby.
When I was a kid, my dad used to lock me in the basement when I was bad. The only thing I had to keep me company was a stack of VHS tapes. Friday the 13th and Halloween, the entire sagas. You all became my family, so I wrote and I wrote, but you never wrote back.
Friday the 13th actress Tiffany Helm was found stabbed to death late last night. Some reports are even saying her head was completely severed.
Is it true that you were in Friday the 13th?
There was a piece of my hair cut out in the middle of the night. That means this fanboy, he's not just watching me, he's coming into my home.
A woman is dead. Did she
She died on my hands.
Keep your doors locked and your gun loaded. Oh, I'm so sorry you had to die.
I love how they brought Corey in at the end, so we get to see him at the end, and I can't wait. The chat room's going crazy. They
This
can't
looks
wait.
like a very terrifying movie.
It's scary. I think you had more than I'd seen, actually.
Oh, I just pulled it off. I just pulled it off of YouTube.
This is a very scary movie for everybody. This is definitely something for Halloween. If
Yes.
you're having a Halloween weekend, wow, this movie really is scary.
It is. It's a really fun one. She did an incredible job. So I'm
It
looking
looks
forward
like it's
to it.
filmed well also.
Yes. Yes.
I think it's going to do super well. I think everybody
so
loves
too.
it.
I think this is gonna. Who was the killer, the fanboy? Who do we ever
You
see
can't
him?
tell him. You can't
I just
tell.
want to know.
Oh,
do,
yeah, I
do we
probably
ever
can't
see him,
tell.
or just his back?
No,
all?
don't tell, because people want to see the movie. They don't know.
Oh, so it's a who did it?
Yeah, it's a who did it.
Yeah,
You don't know
it is.
who.
It really is a who did it. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. Back to the boyfriend. So what do you have? a boyfriend?
Well,
I mean, you're beautiful, you're talented, you're successful. What's wrong with these
Thank
guys?
I don't know what's wrong with them. I don't know. I think we ruined them in the 80s with the shoulder pads because they just don't come around.
No, I have a daughter who looks like Grace Kelly,
Oh.
who was runner-up in Miss America, Miss New York, Miss Long Island, Miss Everybody's ass. All right.
Right.
She's 52 years old. She can't find a husband or a
Well,
boyfriend.
you
She's
see,
gorgeous. She's
I bet
gorgeous
she
like
is.
you. She's
Oh, thank you. I bet
green-eyed
she
blonde,
is.
a beautiful green-eyed blonde. I think
You're
men
green.
today are wimpy and they're afraid of women like you.
I know. I mean, I really think sometimes that's it. And when you're working and whatnot, you don't really run into a lot of people too these days. A lot of people are just doing online stuff. So
Well, I would suggest you cut your hair short, get a tight perm, dye it black, get fat, and then you'll get a husband. Did you ever walk in the mall and see these fat, ugly women with these gorgeous men?
No.
And the men are drop dead hunks. I mean, magnificent.
Ron gets so freaked out every time we
I
go.
do.
He's like,
I mean, I saw
look at
one.
that good-looking
No,
guy.
I saw one. She had an ass so big she looked like the back of a '54 Buick. No, really. And the guy with her husband, 6'2" with a body of jet, the face like an Adonis.
I
go,
don't know.
how did these ugly broads get these gorgeous guys?
I don't know. I
We'll-
don't know.
We'll look though for over 50 single and straight for
Find
you.
it for my daughter.
Actually, Hub Reynolds is in the chat room, and they're all trying to fix her up with Hub Reynolds.
Hub.
Who?
Hub Reynolds. He's like a
Reynolds.
country singer, a friend of ours who lives in. I think he
Leave
lives in
Hub alone.
Georgia.
He just came out of a crappy relationship. He needs to rest and
I know what
relax.
they're saying. Jimmy, hook Hub and Laura up, please.
No,
So
Hub needs time to become.
They
Hub
got to
again.
go through the process. You don't want
Exactly.
them just
Right
out
now,
early.
Hub is not ready to meet anybody.
No, they
Hub
need a
was
minute and a
he
half.
was engaged. It didn't work.
No.
And Hub is a sweetie pie. He's the kind of guy that gets hurt by girls because he's a sucker. You know, the kind of nice guy. He treats a girl like a lady, gives her everything, loves and adores her, and the
Yeah.
girl shits on him and kicks him in the face.
he says he's
All the
ready.
girls do that.
He
Oh,
says
Hub,
he's
Hub,
ready.
You ready? You
He
ready?
says I'm ready, Ron.
Oh, Hub, I didn't know. I was giving you more healing time. Well, anyway, Hub, you're looking at her. She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not fair. I can't see back.
Oh, he's handsome.
That's
He's
okay.
a Texan.
You can
honey.
look at him. Look on him on
he's from
Instagram.
He's from Texas.
Is he?
He's a Texan. He talks like a Texan. You
I
don't
know,
talk.
but he lives in Georgia.
Oh, Georgia, Texas, the same shit. They all have that hillbilly accent.
She's saying no. Anyway, you can look up Hub Reynolds.
No, he's a cowboy.
Look
Wears
him
a
up on Instagram.
He
Hub
wears
Reynolds.
a cowboy hat.
There you
He's
go.
a Western singer and a damn good one. And
Yeah.
he's really good looking and he's built like a bull. He's one of those, real manly guys.
Mhm.
Butch, if you like that type.
What I need, manly man. Manly man.
All right.
Hub is a man. There's nothing queer about him. He's all guy.
So hold on.
100%
All right.
guy.
So now that we fixed her up, we got to, because
Yeah.
I've got a couple of things we have to make sure we get out here. So you guys, first of all, besides 13th Fanboy coming out on October 22nd, which by the way, I think I never paid attention to it because I thought it was a fan film. I didn't realize it's actually a film, an original story and everything until Angela Joseph let me know, which made me really excited. Then I started doing all kinds of research on it. So she's got another film coming out, you guys, on November 25th called Autumn Road. And then she's got another one after that, which is a fan film. It's called Rose Blood, a Friday the 13th fan film. And that one's coming out on November 29th.
Right. That's a full-length film also. A very original script with the characters from Friday 7.
From Friday 7.
You didn't get an October release on that one.
Yeah.
That would have been a great Halloween film.
It would, but it'll pull everyone in. It's really strong. I'd work for that same company again for anything. I'd just walk through a scene in the background for them. They were so good.
Then in March, you guys, she's got
you. I think you're nice. I really do like you a lot.
In March, you guys, she has another film coming out called Ghost Party. So 4 films in like 5 months, you guys. So she's been working her ass off.
Yeah. Ghost Party's a fun family film. It's kind of like the Disney Haunted House. And
I love that.
From the early 1920s. And
there you go.
Oh, I'm going to love that one. So we're going to have a lot of you to watch in the next coming months. So
exciting and terrifying at the same time.
Listen, you're working. Cut it out, huh?
Yes, pretty exciting.
I mean, I'm in between movies and I'm bored to death.
Oh,
we don't start shooting Red River for a couple of months, and then I'm in a film with Lainey Kazan.
Okay.
And so it's a lot of stuff up waiting, and the anticipation sucks. Don't you hate that?
It's so hard, especially as you're creating characters and whatnot. It's so hard. In the Rose Blood, I bring her back after 30 years.
Yay!
Yeah.
But is there ever a script that you're so dying to do you can't wait for them to fund it and shoot it?
Yeah, I think you do run into that. I mean, you wish that. So as actors,
I'm in there right now. I have 2 scripts that are fabulous, and I cannot wait to shoot it.
Were they slowed down because of COVID and pandemic, or?
Oh yeah. The backers, the money people are afraid to invest in a film because the film could get spiked, and if the film gets spiked, they lose all their money.
Right.
And I can understand that. I understand. So that's why we're shooting a film of mine in Canada, because in Canada they cannot spike you. So the money people are willing to let go of a couple of million for that film.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Yeah, but they won't do it here in LA. They're very cautious.
I produce a lot of films, and I had like 4 films that we had the green light for that all got canceled when COVID hit.
Because these films are like $2 million and up. If you're in a $150,000 film, they don't bother you. They leave you alone. But once you're SAG,
yeah.
Well, those can be SAG too.
They can be SAG in the lower budget.
No, but the low budgets, for some reason, SAG doesn't bother. They go after the 10 million and 20, whatever, the biggies.
Oh, I forgot to mention too, you have a thriller out right now called Expulsion.
Oh, I do. Yeah, that came out earlier in the pandemic, which was fun, playing a woman who's gone through some different time zones and made her look very, very, very old. Like, what century has she traveled through time on? So I did enjoy that one quite a bit.
So no wonder you're sitting there, and it's no wonder why you're not upset about waiting for a film, because all you do is work. Damn it! I mean, you don't understand my feelings. You're not.
Oh,
with
I
me.
do. I do. All actors
I want to go to work.
We wait. We do that.
That's all we do.
So she teaches that. So I have 2 questions I want to ask you. Then we're going to talk a little bit about your actor studio, so we can see.
Yeah, that
what
sounds
we can do.
Where is it in LA?
Hang on, wait a second, because I have 2 other questions I want to do. She's in Texas.
She's in Texas.
She's in Texas. All right. So here's my questions that I like to ask all the actors. First question is male and female star that you have not had an opportunity to work with, who you would like to work with. And the second one would be, if you could have been in any movie in history, what movie would you have liked to have been in?
Well, I would give anything to even breathe the same air as Jessica Lange.
I love Jessica Lange. Good choice.
I would just love that. When I was in high school, I started watching Jessica Lange.
I would love to work with her. Are you kidding?
Yeah,
she's a good one.
I just love her hands and how she thinks.
Like you like her.
You're very Jessica Lange-ish, though. You are kind of Jessica
very
Lange-ish.
Jessica Lange-ish. I bet you copied her growing up. Because yes,
probably yes. I've watched and
now that you said it, I see it.
Yeah, I kind of see it too.
I see some Jessica Lange there. I really do.
She's amazing.
Okay, so
And
give us
so
a guy.
and
Give us
so
a guy.
beautiful, so beautiful.
Oh well, you know, there was a film. Oh, what was it called? Indecent Proposal back in the early 90s that had Robert Redford in it, and I did get to read for it, but I lost it to Demi Moore.
Oh, good for you
And,
though. At least you got to
oh,
read for it.
Oh my gosh,
That was
Robert
some
Redford,
movie.
I would die. I would have just died.
It was first of all, it was a great movie, a great script.
Fun. It was so much fun.
It was good.
But you know, he was blonde, I'm blonde, Woody Harrelson blonde. So Demi came in with the darker look, and they needed that in the show. So that made sense. So I'll give her that. You know.
Okay, we'll give her that. And if you could have been in any movie,
That I would have loved to have been in that one.
oh, okay.
So would I. So would I.
But Robert Redford would be the male then that you wanted to like act opposite.
That would have been pretty incredible. Yeah.
Well, if I was in a
Very
movie,
well.
if I were in that movie,
I'd do craft service on that film. You know.
Oh, there you go. Anything to
But
see if you could see him.
if I were in that movie with Robert Redford, I would have gone in drag. just to get a little kiss from Robert Redford. Wow.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, that's
he's one of the sexiest guys in film.
I love it.
Gorgeous. One time I showed my daughter Piper. I showed her. She's like, "Well, Mom, you know, what's your type?" So I showed her a picture of Robert Redford. I'm like, "Well, this guy will do." And she's like, "Oh, okay, I'll look for that." And I'm like, "Piper, it's Robert Redford."
Now, is your daughter an actor?
She has done quite a bit of acting. She's not right now. Just recently had a baby. She lives in France.
Oh, congratulations. Grandma, a hot grandma. Wow.
Yes.
But getting back to not being known from being an older actor, I came out of a restaurant in Florida with Jane Russell, and a woman stopped us, and she said to Jane, "You know, you look exactly like Jane Russell." And Jane Russell said, "Oh, I do?" She said, "Yes, but you know, she's dead." And Jane said, "Oh, I didn't know she was dead." And Jane and I got in the car. We were hysterical laughing. We thought that was so funny.
It is so fun. Fans do that. They do that a lot. Like I've had someone come up and say, "Are you Amy Smart?" And I'm like, "No, I'm the original. Amy Smart is the next one."
That's right. The next one back.
Well, we came out of a restaurant and two people said, "There's Tony Curtis," and I'm not Tony Curtis by any means, but most people take me for him. I don't know why.
Oh, well, yeah, you can see that. Sure.
We speak.
Oh, he gets that all the time.
All the time, I get Tony Curtis.
So you guys, then Lar has an actor. It's called Actors Audition Studios. I got to put my glasses on. Sorry. Yeah. The website is actorsauditionstudios.com. Yeah. Also, you can follow her on Instagram, you guys, under Lar Park Lincoln, LarParkLincoln. So also, I noticed, I think it's on your Instagram, you post like a lot of your students book like good shit. Like you're like, you must really be good.
They do. I'm a coach mentor, so I'm not operating large classes, and I only work with those that are either needing me to recreate a career or help them really build a professional career. So I'm very proud of them. I love them.
So you do one-on-one. It does have to be like in person, or you do it like over Zoom, or like
can you? Okay too. So yeah, I have a pro class that I run, and then the rest are very one-on-one career coaching, and then working on the skills and making it happen.
I love it because I love to see how they do it.
Here's my question. I was approached years ago by someone that said I should have an acting studio.
Okay.
And I said, I have no patience. I'd wind up smacking them all over the room. Now, do you feel that way sometimes?
Daily. Yes, daily.
First of all, how did you decide to come and do that? Like, what made you say, okay, I'm a famous actress and I'm going to try and help others? Or how did it like work out in your head?
I've always done a lot of coaching, private coaching, living in LA and whatnot. And then I moved back to Texas, and I was really unhappy with the quality of auditions that I was seeing actors doing. So I wrote the book, Get Started, Not Scammed, because there were so many fake acting scams, and I'm really offended by it. And then that led to, yes, it's sad because they steal dreams and hopes and goals and
money.
Those kids work hard as waiters and waitresses getting tips to get these lessons, and then they're not real. That's disgusting.
Exactly. They're not real.
It's horrible, disgusting people.
Yeah.
Tell people how to get the book real quick.
Well, it's on the site, Actors Audition Studios. I don't think I can reach it on my shelf. Oh, I don't know. Boom.
There we go.
Yep.
Yay.
Nice, a nice picture.
Get started, not scammed.
Yeah.
I love it. I love what you're doing. Hooray, hooray, hooray.
Big passion of
Good
mine.
for you.
So,
Good for you. Good for you. Good
thank
for you.
Thank you.
No, I love it.
When you give back, I think you always get. I think you get when you give back. Because that's really, I mean, yes, you make money, but you're really giving back actual real knowledge and real help for people.
Yeah.
I'm in the business 64 years. So a lot of the young kids said to me, Ron, what's it like, acting? Like, what do you do when you want to become? I said, you turn yourself inside out and you become the character. If you're not the character, you're reading lines, get the fuck out of the business.
Right. It's the listening. It's the listening to what's actually being said. Why do you say what you're saying, and what are you hearing when you're listening?
The line is only the story. It's not what you do. It's not I get crazy with that. When I'm on a set sometimes and my actor working with me is reading a line. I'm acting, he's reading a line, and it brings me down.
Yeah. He's not in it.
So what are some, like, someone contacts you for the first time, give our listeners and everybody who's watching some kind of like bullet points of like what kind of things you look for, or what are some of the first things you tell somebody, if they just say, hey, I want to be an actor, or I'm already acting but I want to be so much better, or
it's not working kind of a situation. Well, I start with a good consultation, and we go in and I figure out why it's not working, and I do that by examining any tape they have and their marketing materials and their skill. And pretty much from that, I can tell where the disconnect is. Maybe they don't get auditions, or maybe they get auditions, they don't get callbacks. So I go in kind of and analyze and get a prescription together of what we have to create and how to make it work. And then we dive deep and start working. And
but I understand they don't do auditions anymore. Now it's send in a flip.
Self-tape auditions.
And they're hard.
If you're taping an audition, you could do it 100 times.
You could do it 100 times, but the problem is not the talent of doing the audition. It's making the technical fit so that the casting can see the eyes and see what's going on.
Absolutely.
So now we're having to blend so many different worlds into one creative person that may not understand all of that. So
I tell a lot of people, you can't put a circle in a square. And if you're not the right character, stop it. If they're looking for a black pilot and you're a blonde Swede, why are you auditioning for the black pilot part?
Sometimes it works, though. My assistant Becca will go in and submit for a male role, security officer, whatever, Becca Rose. And you know what? She'll turn it. They'll come back and say, you know what? Why don't we have a female in this group? And she turns them and books them. But she's a very specific character type. And
that's one. I've never heard anybody do that. When they write a script, it's written in stone. Writers are nuts. I wrote a movie, and we don't want anything changed.
Yeah, and that's true.
Do you write also? Do you write? I mean, I know you write books.
Of course she writes.
But have you written any? Do you write screenplays?
Of course
and stuff
she
for
does.
yourself, or no?
No, I don't. I did write a Friday the 13th after my part 7 because I wasn't given the script for part 8. But no, I actually am not a film script writer. But if I'm given the material for my students or myself, I can pull all the yummy out of it and make it work, no matter what that script's like. That's my genius right there. So.
And that's no surprise to me.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Because I know. Listen, I'm going to tell everybody out there, this dame is on the level because the questions I asked her, she answered the right questions. This is not a scam chick. She doesn't con you for your money. She's not a liar. If you go to her, I believe she can help you. If you stink and you have no talent, you know what? Become a housewife or a gigolo or something. Get out of the business. I tell everybody, we have 10 million people in our business, and about half of that is, don't be in the business. You're never going to go anywhere. You can't act.
Yeah.
Now, question. Now, this is a very serious question. I come to you and I stink. Do you tell me give up acting?
No, because I wouldn't know right away. I need to see your materials. I need to see you attempt.
I just keep stinking and getting stinkier.
I don't think you'd last with me very long because I would be not the right one for you, and maybe that person needs to go do some more hobby work or study with a larger group or learn some self-expression and some improv. I wouldn't be the right mix if I'm not seeing it take off. And I have markers. I know when it's taking off and when it's not working, and I can say these are the points we're trying to hit. and if we're not hitting them at some point.
And how
I love
easily
that.
do you let them down? That's important for people to go to you.
Well,
Yeah.
I am tough. I'm a tough coach. I'm not going to give a bunch of lies. So I find that if I take them in and I've made a mistake with that person, I find that they will start to get it pretty quickly too. They won't be able to keep up with the work. They'll realize it's not for them. So I don't ever tell someone flat out, we don't know ultimately where talent can go. I've seen actors come in that I thought maybe, and they do some group classes and they take off. They stay in it and they turn it around. So sometimes it's nerves and it's just their personality that needs more time to get out. But normally they wouldn't come to me right off the bat if they haven't had some sort of desire for a long time, or
Especially with your success
do
rate.
you teach them it's not a vanity thing? That
Oh,
acting is not being a
yes.
friggin' movie star giving autographs?
Very
And that-
different. Yeah, very
And that
different.
you need a lot of stamina because it takes years and years and years
Yes.
to get a break?
Yes, and long days, very long
Oh,
days,
what, 12, 16
minimum,
hours of work.
minimum 12, closer to 16, right? I mean,
I work
that.
I work
Right.
16 hours a day. At the end of the day, I didn't know where I was. I was hallucinating. I was so no.
I know.
They had to do an over the shoulder shot. I couldn't get the lines right, so they
Oh.
said, "Okay, Ron, we'll just fill it in." I was dizzy.
I
16
think-
hours.
I think an important part of what you just said, though, and I think that's something that people don't get. I think people only see the glamorous side. You go to a
No,
red
what
carpet, they
glamour?
don't know all the
Oh.
hardship before you get to the
Oh,
red carpet.
folks,
and
there's no glamour.
that it's actual work. If
Oh,
you want to
yes.
be an actor, it's like anything else. You have to work. You have to put the time in. You have to dedicate yourself, and even
You've
then,
got to show up. You've got to show up on the background work and all of the stuff.
Know
And a lot
your
of people say,
lines.
don't do background. But to me, we don't have a scene without background. Background brings it to life, and it's very undervalued in our industry. Background actors, they put in the work. And
My good friend was Tab Hunter, the actor. You know who Tab Hunter was?
I do know that name.
Okay. Tab and I were talking one day, and I said, Tab, you got to come on the show. You got to be in a movie with me. You got to come back into business. He had horses. He said, Ron, I'd rather shovel horse shit than go back in the movies.
Just had enough, right?
Well, he was a major star in the 1950s. Tab Hunter was a huge star, and he was manipulated, used, and cheated and stolen from. And he said, no, the business is horrible. I don't know why. He said, I never wanted to be an actor. I fell into it. Same as Jane Russell. She
Sounds
said
like
the
Jimmy
Lord made
Stewart.
her. Huh?
Jimmy Stewart. It sounds like him. The love of my life is Jimmy Stewart. Next.
Well,
oh,
many
that's
greats.
my real name.
Yeah. Now you told everybody.
I
I'm
know.
not
No,
supposed
that's
to do
not.
it.
The other one was.
But anyway,
my real name's Jimmy Stewart. I couldn't trademark it. I was a clothing designer for many years, and so Jimmy Stewart I couldn't use, so I made Jimmy Star because it would look good on T-shirts.
And it does.
And it does, yes.
But everyone out there, if you want to be an actor or an actress, think it over. Don't waste your time unless you have.
A passion.
You want to die for
Drive.
it.
That's good. Drive.
If you don't die for it, you'll never make it.
So you guys listen up.
I mean,
So
one more thing, and I'm off. I'm in the business 64 years. I'm 81 years old. Guess what? I'm still looking for work.
That's
there you
right.
go.
That's
So,
right.
and
All
look at
of
my
us.
long career. I've been I've been all over the place in this business. And where am I still? On this crappy show or in cheesy horror movies?
I love
That's okay.
horror
People
movies.
love it.
They do.
I
but
do.
you
I
gotta
love.
it.
I love the people I work
And
with.
it's
all
our
the
job
kids.
to entertain and give people an escape. That's our job. So
So everybody listen
And I
up.
love working with the kids I work with. They're all sweethearts.
So you guys, first of all, you want to follow Lar on her Instagram. It's Lar Park Lincoln. You want to, if you're looking for acting lessons and you think you've got desire and drive and passion, check out auditionstudios.com, where you also want to get her book, whether you take classes with her or not, because the book will help you.
And I think her book is very interesting because she's a good talker. And if she writes the way she speaks, it's a fast-moving book. It won't put you to sleep.
Thank you very much.
I love you. Would you ever come to Palm Springs? You ever get here?
Oh gosh, I have some dear friends in Palm Springs. They just moved there recently. Famous photographers, Marianne Halpin.
Oh, we know her.
We know her.
We're friends with her.
She's my dearest, one of my dearest.
Yeah, we're a
friends.
good friend. You know what? When you come, we're going to get together. I love you.
I would love that. Maybe
That's so funny. We met.
You're a nice person. I like you.
Yes,
a lot.
we know Marianne. That's so funny.
Yeah, we know her well.
So you guys, you want to check out on October 22nd, 13 Fanboy, And then don't forget all the other movies that we have coming out. We have Autumn Road on November 25th, Roseblood, a Friday the 13th fan film on November 29th, Ghost Party in March of 2022, and go back and watch Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood, and see her in all her telekineticness.
Tomorrow night, we're watching it tomorrow night with dinner because we're going to be resting from tonight's Sadie's party.
So we want to wish you the best with everything and with your upcoming surgery. You were terrific. And I have a list because I produce a bunch of meals, and I'm going to put you on my list of actors that we know because maybe we can see if we can find some great roles for you.
Oh, that would be so much fun. Y'all have just been blessed.
Thank you so much.
Wait, I want to tell you something. As they wheel you in for your surgery, you must be totally positive and say whatever it is gone. It's nothing. It's going to be successful. Do not go in afraid and negative.
No.
Because the body will respond to that.
Yes, for sure.
I just had triple heart surgery.
Triple
bypass. And it was wonderful because I went in with a positive attitude. The doctors thought I was nuts. They thought I was crazy. But you got to do that. Positive works.
It does work. Thank you.
You are a delight. You are charming. You are beautiful. You are successful. You are smart. And Jesus Christ, if you can't get a guy, nobody can.
Well, you get to work on it. We'll just line them up.
You bet your buns we will. You're so pretty. God, you're easy to sell. I mean, you're not hard to push.
Anyway,
honey, thank you for coming
on.
And
You'll have a great
see you in Palm Springs.
Thanks.
All right, soon.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Lar Park Lincoln, everybody.
Nice girl.
Fabulous.
I really like her.
So you guys.